moon, the full snow moon. That's when the goddess of the night is in the season of Leo, the sun. Very curious there. How the sun, Leo, is in the place of the goddess of the night, Cancer, the moon's ruler. But all full moons really have popular kind of a variety of nicknames. But this bright full moon is commonly called the snow moon or the hungry moon. And it's ebbing during the snowiest months, at least for me. It's snowing more often in Utah this season than others. It's crispy. It's brisk. It's cold. With that being said, the Native Americans actually found it to be the most difficult month to hunt, hence the name the hungry moon. So we got both the snow moon and the hungry moon. Kind of reminds me of hungry like the wolf. But the crest of this full moon apexes at 1:29 p.m. Eastern, 12:29 p.m. Central, 11:20 a.m. Mountain in my village, and 10:29 a.m. Pacific on February 5th.
Inshallah and Ashe, we are almost to the apex. I'm a little slow today, but blessings to you. And welcome to the full moon Leo style. The Leo snow full moon. Have you been watching my meditation? Maybe. So full moons bring us into the realm, a state of celebration, a place to recognize literally how far we've come, celebrating our wins, hopefully no matter how small they are, and allowing us to release what is no longer serving us. It may have served us in the past. However, it may not be serving us now. It's like where it may have served its purpose. However, that purpose is no longer serving us or who we are becoming. So allowing it to be released with gratitude of allowing. So the full moon has several past moons actually have been at the same degree for the past 7 full moons. So we have 2 more on this horizon, and 7 literally gets us to heaven. It reminds me of 7-Eleven getting us to heaven. And what is heaven? That's a personal fabric, I guess, to each and every one of us. It may be similar, but it also may be complex. It's all perspective. So the full moons are more about opening up our core of our chalice, our heart space. The heart has many chambers inside of us. It's the high heart, the low heart, the middle heart, the core of our chalice, the center of it all. And options. We do have some options here. And into doing so, we kind of are merging our divine grid line, if you will, our cosmic mapping to the greater universe, the galactic universe, God universe, the universal streams of equity, if you will, and a lot more. So it's this cosmic interface, this interwebbing. So you may find that your most authentic sacred self is nudging you forward, literally pushing you. A part of you may be your etheric field, your astral, your causal, mental. Again, we have options in the fields, these energy bodies. Even the Great Spirit taking us by the hand. And remember myself, when I was in my coma, I remember a time I navigate to often where a being of light taking me by the hand and literally returning me back to the earth plane. I won't dive into that story much further. However, that being is with me always from the 11th dimension. How do I know that? It's just a place I go to every year on December 15th about, and I don't come back until January. So Christmas is always a fun time. But today, the doorways are open to allow and guide us, God willing, to take us by the hand. Or maybe your higher self, maybe a guardian, a gatekeeper, just opening us up to a new area of life where our heart desires resonates. We're attracting what we authentically desire. But the puzzle of this divine piecing, putting things together, it really is, where do you, or what is your soul purpose in life? What is your gift? What is your purpose? Part of Rising of the Origins. So our soul's laws, not the laws and the ideas of man, that are not in alignment with who we are. So we're not alone. Spirit's been initiating us for actually some time now, just allowing us to remove ourselves from the fortress of what no longer has been serving us, or probably, possibly, never did in the first place. Just knowing that we have a variety of options, many opportunities are laid out before us on this cosmic platter, but which one do we choose, right? We don't want the one that weighs heavy on our heart. Reminds me of the Tin Man or the Scarecrow. Or which one weighs light, or which one is in perfect balance. It also reminds me of the 3 little bears. You don't want it too hot. You don't want it too cold. You want it just right, like in the sink. Synchronizing, actually, not the kitchen sink. But it really is the one that lights up our heart. It's an opportunity, like that comes forward. It's literally like divine inspiration showing us inside of us. And our higher self, our excelled conscious self, our Sira and the Dagara, that's what we look like on the other side, our body there, our spirit body in a way. But the message is either from the panoramic view of the highest mountaintop, could be an otherworldly mountaintop actually, in the other realms, the very peak top, or from those cloud lines of the divine, seeing things through the very eye of the universe, the oneness field. And hopefully learning or seeing something new, possibly maybe otherworldly, from this panoramic divine view, inspirited really. So where in the world resonates with you, or who does your heart resonate with? And maybe what are you doing? So the full moon is on the rise, about to apex very soon, to release that old in the cosmic waters, embracing the bubbling springs of the new waters. So it's the spring. Maybe the snow is melting and the rivers around you are rushing forward, pulling you forward. It's time to go out on a journey, opening up our core, what's also called or known as our God channel, the God spot, the star inside of us. That's what I call it. The star inside that we all have, and receiving the divine blessings, the gratitude of divine love. It's like the power of love from spirit. The full pour, kind of like Johnny Depp doing the full pour. That always makes me laugh. But we're also in the flow of the Chinese New Year. And I do have that. There we go. I did it. I crack myself up. The Chinese New Year, the yin water rabbit. And look at, I did the apex for the moon and this 4 pillars chart to show you the elementals and how they play. And the hours actually are emotion. The year is our ancestors. The day is kind of our frequency. And the month is our parents of all the things. But the black rabbit, we're kind of in it. And what do rabbits do? Rabbits produce. And they produce a lot. So yin water on the heavenly stem, and water feeds nature, is feeding the rabbit. And that's a powerful water because it's the year energy, so it has more gusto than, say, the seasons as they change. So this all plays out for each of us very individually and very differently. So if you wish to learn more, actually listen to the Chinese New Year. I did, in the Rising of the Origins, I did a live just about the Chinese New Year's. So what do we have here? So our day is yang wood. So yang wood is like a tree, needs a forest. It needs all of the elements, actually. Yang wood of all the elementals on the heavenly stems needs nature. It needs water. It needs fire. It needs metal. It needs earth. It really is the tree of life. If you're a yang wood person, like myself, we need all the elements to balance us out. Otherwise, we get weeble wobbly. But our day does have a friend, a great friend, actually, and the tiger, the yang wood and the tiger. That's stability for our day. The rabbit's kind of a nuisance, to be honest. Something maybe outside of us that we can't control. And the yin fire, the horse, is creating some inner freedom, very yin energy. So that's freedom on the inside of us. And the yang metal is actually kind of going against our day. It's kind of abrupt and scratchy, but it's decisions as well. So maybe you've got to make some strict decisions for your day. And the directions in space, I really didn't go over this very much in the Chinese New Year. However, the directions in space. So the house star, the stars fly every year. Energy moves. It's never stagnant. But we've got the 4-star in the center of our home. And this is an achievement star. It's an academic star. It's also associated with the element of nature and wood, the rabbit, right? It's the star believed to bring growth, stability, prosperity. So we want to accent that. It's symbolic of the spring, a period of growth, renewal, like right where we're at. We're in the birth of spring, the tiger. The color green, it's family, it's community coming together. Those are the aspects of life where this energy can help to improve our relationships, bringing harmony into our home, the center of our home. So a few tips or ideas for the year. You could do this in the center of your home, the main area of your home. You could do it in the center of your business, your bedroom, or a sacred place that's a sanctuary for you. But plants with round leaves, because the round leaves are part of the water element. They feed the nature versus plants that are like cactuses or thorny, kind of pokey kind of things. Cleaning our home or office, opening windows, bringing in fresh air, fresh light. Do that as often as you can to the center. Fish are actually a great idea. However, keeping the tank clean is very important. You don't want any stagnant energy, and that's lymphatic circulation. When we don't move our body, our lymphatic system gets dirty. It gets congested. That's why I say that. That's kind of how I see fishes in a tank when you don't clean a tank. And that's also related to the earth element, which I won't get into that. And also toilet seats. How many of us keep the toilet seat down? Just saying, or leave it up. And natural lighting entering the home. Even though it's blizzardy here in Utah, I do have the windows open to let in the fresh light. So it's not a great idea to actually have furniture with your back to doors or to rooms in your home. A wall is great, but not on the opposing forces. And also avoid pointy objects, anything sharp, including in our bedrooms, actually. And it's really a time to birth new, like the spring, birthing anew. Which brings me to the Dagara cosmology, which I love, my cowrie shells. So in the Dagara cosmology, we're in a nature year, the nature clan. All of these elements are integrated within all of us. We have to connect with the elemental that's brings us balance, which I'll go back to the 4 pillars there of the day. Maybe I should just do that right now. Let's just check that out. So our day, because I just said we need all these elements, right? So our day, earth. The element we need is earth, and it is hidden it is in storage. So it is there. So our day does have some earthing elements. We've got a meadow and we've got a big mountain, which is what we need. We do have a lot of wood. So this tells me that we're probably birthing up with a lot of ideas and visions, especially with the full moon. In nature, we do need some yin, but the fire, that horse is actually melding the yang metal to create it into a useful tool. So we have water flowing this way, and so our elements are kind of in balance. Other than the earth, it might feel a little scratchy to get there, but we do definitely have some rooting action. So back to the Dagara now. Moving all over. The Dagara is, this season is a year of magic, transformation, change, and things are already shifting whether you're aware of it or not. You may shift out of a relationship into a different career, places that you're living on the planet, moving, literally your home, shift to a new car, remodeling, a new home. Like things are moving, big shifts probably in otherworldly transformations, but authenticity. Nature is about being authentic, being true to who we are, being true to ourselves. There's no stuffy, stick up your ass kind of shit. Our attitudes, nature transforms always. It's always transforming, changing. And nature, when it's out of balance, that's when chaos happens, drama, energetic hiccups. So if we're not in alignment with our inner nature, that's what kind of comes out to the force field. It's what we attract. It could even be in the physical, like a car accident or something like that. Those are messages, especially in a year to be authentic. So if you find yourself in those shapes, the universe is showing you or sending you a message. So are you feeling the magnitude already of this full moon? I hope so. It's a living energy. It's birthing anew. And we have this essential energy of the universe and this birthing energies of the earth plane, the heavens to the earth, the energies to the matter. So during your connection to this divine moon, possibly in a meditation state, whatever form you do in meditation, I don't think it's always about sitting and crossing your legs. Unless you're a very young person, you might need to do that. Bring in some yin energy if that works for you. You may feel like chanting your personal seed sound, maybe holding a mudra. I find myself, when I go to bed at night, I'm always in prayer pose. I'm like this, kind of funny. Chanting a mantra even. So we do have options, and in doing so, see if you can see how far you've actually come, bringing forth your spirit committee, bringing your guardians and your gatekeepers to the forefront. See the growth that you've made in even your daily awareness. So you might come to some self-realizations of a deeper threading, a deeper story, and the depths of those moon's waters, or the moon's waters, those hidden streams in those waters. It's like to the depths of the ocean, percolating. So a story in our life, possibly a narrative, just showing hopefully where you are growing and you are bursting forward. Or are you carrying the bricks in the backpack holding you back to where you can't get to the mountaintop? All you're doing is seeing your past, the old patterning, and reliving that like the hamster wheel. People really, they don't really like others to have growth patterns, because when they see them growing and they're not doing something, there's kind of I would say, an imbalance or tit for tat kind of thing. But just know that there's this underlying current. There's a theme flowing underneath the surface, if you will, percolating. And those patterns that tend to be on the repeater, if you work out and the girl says the repeaters, you keep doing the same workout time after time. But that happens until we get the memo and we rise above it. And when we honor and recognize that we're in a pattern, so you might just recognize those patterns, the pieces of your innate puzzle. Sometimes it's nice to splash pad the puzzle and let them all fall in new directions and new places, just mapping it out energetically, the spiritual essence, the energies that keep on that hamster wheel, that cycle, the energy, frequency, vibration of all of it. So this is really in choreographing with our I am presence within each and every one of us. It's unique, it's divine. No two are the same, so just know that. You are of your own divine essence, as am I. So sometimes we do have a spiritual patterning that leaves us feeling guilty over something. And that energetic hiccup, sometimes we're allowing it to really upset something else in our life, the choreography. The dramas of work or a relationship, that is nature out of balance, creating that hiccup. So people, the key to this is the asset, the greatest asset, which is each and every one of us in this divine choreography, is to forgive, be compassionate, have some mercy, and the pattern, just allow it to go into the waters, like literally cleansing, reconciling. It's no longer serving. There was a time in the past possibly where it was serving you, but you're releasing that. It's no longer going to be affecting the currents of your personal streams in that frequency vibration. So the full moon areas of our lives, where we add light to those aspects that no longer resonate or are in alignment with our higher self, our Sira. That's what we look like again on the other side. They're no longer great for us. It's time to allow them to go. That's how growth. It's the cycles of time and space, cycles of the season, all of these things. So it's like re-gifting something that's no longer useful for you, whether it's a pair of earrings or somebody likes your shoes, I don't know, or your hat, not mine. But you gift it to somebody else that could actually use something that you have that you're not even using for yourself. For example, myself, I have a shit ton of makeup brushes. So if you're in need of makeup brushes, I have a ton. I'm getting rid of things that have just been collecting cobwebs in the physical that have no longer served me, probably never served me. I bought into the story of what they told me the great life was kind of shit. So just releasing all the things that you may not even be aware of, even that maybe you're holding on to, and getting into the flow, the birthing waters of the spring, flowing into that path that allows both our energy being and our physical, the vessel of who we are, embodied, not just to rise to the occasion, but more importantly, to merge the energy body and the physical body, merging as one container, all these bodies, instead of layering them separate. So it's time to receive the universal streams of absolute light, which I have a great visual for this. Those absolute streams of absolute light, united with the essence of ancient, divine, even ancestral wisdom, carrying that out into the physical world and holding that seed sound, which then excels our energetic vibration to where we turn more into a light being of purpose. So if we are allowing and accepting those universal streams of light, this transforms the spiritual frequency that really serves the purpose of our soul, why our mission of this lifetime. Aligning these fields brings us into integrity alignment, which I think integrity is a tricky word as far as sometimes I feel like people talk themselves into integrity and some people have no clue how to hold that field. And then the rug gets ripped out. It's quite interesting to watch. But as far as a ritual, you may find that you have already been in sacred space, ritual space, as the tides of the moon entered the season of Leo yesterday. So candles, I work a lot with candles, but I am the element of fire. Matter of fact, the energy of today is quite similar to my own frequency energy, so that's curious. But a green candle for transformation, honoring your soul's purpose, your authenticity. White for invocation, using your voice, honoring the ancient wisdom of your bones, being your own scribe. Or water, blue candles to birth you to the flow, birthing anew like spring that we're entering. Or red to really honor your ancestors, where have you already been, or where are you now going? The ancestors have done that, and just learning from their message. The divine source, the other world dreams, that's all fire energy. That was last year. Yellow, the earth, the place where we identify with where do I belong in the flesh embodied, or even what do I identify as a person? How do I see myself? So who is or what does your spiritual soul identify with as to where do you belong? Who do you belong with? What is it that you're on a mission to do on planet Earth at this time? It's our authentic self. It's authentic to who we are, our essence of our beingness. I would actually choose a candle of your choice, the color of your choice. You could also use purple, which is an offshoot of red or fire, still of the fire clan. Brown for earth, for creativeness, creating what you do. You could even bring in aqua green, a blue candle, merging the colors of nature and water, the yin water rabbit, the black rabbit. Pink for mineral, metal, and ancestors, a combination blend there. That's about your voice, and it's also about being a conduit to your ancestors, the world of spirit. So really thinking outside the box, the panoramic. Who is it you need to call in to assist you in this transformation? Sometimes it lately has been the otherworldly beings connecting to spirit, holding the line of faith. Actually, that's what these moons are, is being a conduit for spirit. The luckiest colors for the year in the rabbit are really blues and greens, which I'll bring us back to that because that was kind of fascinating, right? So again, in the center, you always want to enhance the stars. They all fly. They all carry different energies. And they are in different directions of our homes. But blues and greens for the year of the rabbit, colors related to wood and water. The luckiest balancing harmonic colors to the other elements, if you have an imbalance, are the red, the yellow, and the white. So it's all about directions and colors and space. So you need positive colors to enhance the space, and neutral colors, the red, yellow, and white, to tone down a space, recalibrate it. So kind of decide on the elemental color you want to go with today. Seeing that we had so much nature in that chart today, I'm feeling kind of earth colors to bring it into the earth, to embody it. So I would probably do a brown or a yellow candle because there really is a lot of green there. Greenery. You could do fire though. Of course, we had two horses there. No, I'm still going with earthy. You could do white though, actually, to be a conduit, to be a conversationalist with the realm of spirit. After you decide what candle you want, go ahead and light it. Get in your sacred space. Get a bay leaf and write on it what you are allowing to let go. Do that first as the candle is burning. Just kind of sit there. What no longer is serving you as an energy being having this human experience. So the universe truly has been aligning us with our spiritual destiny for literally the last 5 full moons. It's being in heart alignment with who we are, our authenticity. It generally doesn't feel real great letting go. There's a grieving process that also needs to be acknowledged because we're in this change and transformation. And it's important to always have somebody that has your back when you go through the grieving process. And allowing to let go, being there as a community. So when the new moons were coming, that was being in spiritual alignment with the full moon from our heart space. What does your heart really, truly, authentically want from this divine interaction being on planet Earth? And Pluto's been disrupting, removing this toxic debris since 2008. Some of us got hit a little harder with that, myself included. And others just know the cardinal signs, especially Cancer. This toxic debris is going to give you a reprieve come March. Thank the gods, right? I feel for you. The rising of the origins. I think this is kind of the rising of the phoenix, the Pluto. That's really what's going to happen. Just know on the other side, you will be transformed. It kind of is the transformation of humanity that's happening for us, not necessarily to us. So just imagine, if you will, yourself in this cosmic bubble being recalibrating all your energetic centers, and just really tune into the, I would say, the gratitude and the blessings of the divine, of all the things that we've been through, and coming out on the other side rinsed, like when the old days when you used to have to wash your clothes yourself on that board. Anyway, I hope you know what I'm talking about. So with that, we are at Apex, so I hope you enjoyed this and it was insightful. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Thanks for tuning in. Ashe, blessings. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I really see it as a ripple effect. So like, you know, if you're imagining this visual of like something dropping in water, like the thing that we drop in is coming back to you. And when you come back to yourself, when you come home to yourself, mind, body, and soul, you're able to do it all. And so I see it, you know, rippling into just simply accomplishing everything that you want to do, right? The most common thing people struggle with. I just want to get the things that I need to get done. That's like the easiest thing. Like I help people do that so easily. It's what comes after that. And so when you're able to do all of the things you want to do or need to do, you make the money, you achieve your goals, you do the things, you know, everything that you wanted starts happening.